During the month of April, our schools celebrated a special group of students that continually display resilience, tenacity, and bravery. April is designated as the month of the military child, honoring the important role children play in the armed forces community. At Sanford Elementary, airmen and sailors volunteered their morning greeting students and staff. After students hopped off the bus, walked safely across the street, or were dropped off by parents, military men and women were there to wish them a great day and hand out breakfast. One airman even brought along her therapy dog, which was more than happy to greet students by receiving a good tummy rub. Sanford Principal Megan Aumann thanked the servicemen and women for their time and dedication to our country. At Knollwood Meadows Elementary, students spent a half day focused on completing patriotic-themed STEM activities. Kindergartners rotated through different stations in their classrooms, building high-flying rockets and creating colorful firework art through the chemical reaction between vinegar and baking soda. In Caitlin Wilmer's first grade classroom, students used their engineering knowledge to build custom catapults and enjoyed testing their creation for accuracy and distance. Third graders in Gloria Morgan's classroom used coding and Ozobots to creatively map some of the places students have lived across the globe, or where they would like to eventually visit. Diana Brown's third graders worked in teams to construct a flagpole using limited materials, complete with a working pulley system to proudly raise the American flag. And in fourth grade classrooms, students accurately designed a military base using their mathematical knowledge of area and perimeter. Since General Stanford Elementary is located on Fort Eustis, and their student population is 100% military children, April was a busy month for the Proud Eagles. Purple is the combined color of all the military branches, so General Stanford celebrated Purple Up Day with a morning of music. To help kick off the day, the talented TRADOC Military Band greeted students and staff entering the school. Students responded to the fun, upbeat pop songs by dancing in the hallways and starting their school day on a high note. Later in the month, military family life counselors guided every student through a meaningful art project. Counselors read aloud the book The Invisible String by Patrice Karst, which illustrates that even when a family member is deployed around the world, or military families are stationed at a new location, they are still connected with family and friends through love. Students made this lesson tangible by decorating purple hearts with words of encouragement to adorn the school's hallways. They also designed colorful bookmarks with positive and uplifting phrases that were randomly gifted to their classmates. General Stanford wrapped up the month of the military child with a grand event for the entire Fort Eustis community. The school's PTA teamed up with the base's child and youth programs to organize and host a massive Purple Up party. On a Friday afternoon, military families were invited to enjoy fun games, free food, and raffle prizes. They also had opportunities to explore a wealth of valuable community and military resources, as well as tour some of the amazing vehicles and equipment that make our military superior. School staff and military personnel volunteered together to serve the dedicated families and children during the month of the military child. For about 5 months, students at Menchville and Warwick High Schools have been monitoring and growing native freshwater eelgrass in their classrooms. It's part of a grant the Mariners Museum received called Bay Watershed Education and Training, or BWET. For the next 3 years, this grant will allow 9th graders at Menchville and Warwick to partner with Mariners Museum to improve the quality of the ecosystem in and around Mariners Lake. This spring, science classes from each high school took turns visiting Mariners Lake to plant the native eelgrass they've been growing in their classrooms over the winter months. Working with Mariners Museum educators and student interns from Christopher Newport University, the high school students carefully transplanted the eelgrass in the shallow shores of Mariners Lake, where it will take root to provide sediment stability, increase water clarity, and create a habitat for wildlife. While at the lake, students rotated through learning stations to expand their understanding of the Chesapeake Bay watershed and used scientific instruments to measure the water quality of the James River and Mariners Lake, which are both located on either side of the historic Lions Bridge. Through this practical learning experience with Be Wet and Mariners Museum, Minchville and Warwick students are moving far beyond textbook knowledge by gaining hands-on experience in lake restoration and relevant watershed investigation. Students across Newport News Public Schools are experiencing new heights of academic success through a virtual STEM classroom. The Flying Classroom is a STEM-based supplemental digital curriculum for kindergarten through 8th grade students, and it allows scholars to expand their knowledge through hands-on design challenges, worldwide explorations, and investigations into solutions to relevant problems. The Flying Classroom was established by pilot and explorer Captain Barrington Irving. In 2007, at the age of 23, Captain Irving set 2 Guinness World Records as the youngest person and first black pilot to fly solo around the world. In February, Captain Irving moved beyond virtual by personally visiting 10 elementary and middle schools in Newport News. Through videos and photos, Captain Irving shared some of his amazing expeditions that have spanned more than 50 countries. By expanding on his many unique excursions, Captain Irving seeks to inspire students to dream big as they gain the knowledge and experiences to see their futures soar to unimaginable heights. During the multi-day trip, Captain Irving also visited the Aviation Academy Magnet Program at Denby High School. During a tour of the nationally recognized STEM site, Captain Irving saw firsthand how Aviation Academy students sharpen their skills on cutting-edge flight simulators, study airport operations management, and learn about airplane construction and repair in the Aviation Maintenance Technology Lab. This is the perfect learning site for Captain Irving's next project. By formally partnering with Captain Barrington Irving, over 100 career and technical education students at Denby High School will have the opportunity to gain real-world learning experiences through an aircraft restoration and acquisition project. Starting in May of 2022 and continuing into next school year, Aviation Academy students will begin work on restoring the single-engine Columbia 400 aircraft that Captain Irving flew while setting his world records. Students enrolled in business and marketing courses will assist the project with financial planning and purchasing necessary parts. Through this one-of-a-kind partnership and the Flying Classroom virtual experience, students at all grade levels are stepping into a larger world of possibilities as their futures take flight. After being postponed for 2 years due to the ongoing pandemic, one of the most anticipated and celebrated events in Newport News Public Schools returned this year. In April, the 50th annual George Green Field Day was hosted at Todd Stadium, giving special education students the opportunity to be celebrated and cheered on as they enjoyed a morning of exciting games. Organized by adapted physical education lead Susan McAuliffe, a small army of dedicated PE teachers set up a variety of sports, relay games, and physical activities perfectly suited to the special athletes. In the tradition of the Olympic Games, teachers, administrators, families, and student volunteers enthusiastically cheered on every student athlete as they entered the stadium carrying their school's banner, while Woodside's pep band set the tone. Students then rotated through each station, where PE teachers, middle and high school student volunteers, and community partners ensured a day of active fun which encouraged students to build confidence in themselves through sports. And even though no scores were recorded, the smile on every student's face was enough evidence that George Green Field Day was a success on many levels.